Hi, my name is Barb Grzywinski. I am one of the nutritionists at CP Feeds. Today, I would like to discuss the link between heat stress and leaky gut that impacts milk production and calf health. The following slides are from Dr. Lance Baumgard of Iowa State, presented in a webinar from Balchem, and Dr. Jill Bonham from Purina Land O'Lakes. We have been trying to understand heat stress and the reduction of dry matter intake in milk that the cows experience during heat stress. One particular study, researchers took a group of cows, exposed them to heat stress, and monitored the drop in dry matter intake and milk production. They took that lower amount of feed and fed it to a group of cows that were not heat stressed and measured their milk production. Interestingly enough, even though both groups ate the same amount of feed, the cows that were non-heat stressed had 40% more milk, about 10 pounds more milk. This difference in milk is about 400 grams of glucose. So the question is, where did that glucose go? Is the liver producing less, or is there something else needing more glucose? So a cow needs 72 grams of glucose to produce 2.2 pounds of milk. So that's where the 400 grams of glucose is essentially 10 pounds of milk. So keep that number in mind. It's an interesting number. So to understand this better, researchers decided to do an LPS challenge to measure how much glucose the immune system would need if that was activated. An LPS challenge is giving a cow a bolus of endotoxin to basically mimic a toxic mastitis situation. In the study, the cows that were given the bolus to mimic a toxic mastitis situation needed 1,070 more grams of glucose in 12 hours compared to the cow that did not have the bolus, was not infected. 1,070 grams that she needed in 12 hours, every 72 grams is 2.2 pounds of milk. This is like your cow with toxic mastitis. She's very sick and she comes in with no milk because she has no glucose for milk production. Where does the cow need the immune response? And here's where the theory of leaky gut comes in. So leaky gut happens when a cow is under stress. In a normal situation, when she's healthy, she has very tight junctions between her cells in the intestinal lining, between the intestine and her bloodstream. When she's stressed, also during heat stress, those junctions are less tight and they allow bad things like pathogens and toxins and undigested feed to cross into the bloodstream. She can't allow that to continue to circulate in her, so the immune system is activated. So what can we do to help her to prevent leaky gut that decreases our milk production? First and foremost, heat abatement for both lactating and dry cows. Water availability, providing shade, utilize evaporative cooling, fans, reduce walking time, reduce time in the holding pen, and improve ventilation. And beyond dietary strategies, there are also products we can add that help with the gut health. Products to promote gut integrity, feed intake stimulators, immune modulators, and vasodilators. These are products to help her gut stay healthier and also keep her cooler. So cows experience heat stress, calves experience heat stress too. Watch for increased sleeping and respirations, and also the temperature inside the hutch should not be higher than the outside temperature. Strategies to mitigate heat stress in calves. Bed with sand or shavings. Face hutches north or east. You can wet the head and ears with lukewarm water up to 4 times per day. Also provide shade. Raise hutches for added airflow. And there was a study done when they used fans. They kept the barn at 72 degrees compared to other calves that were not given that situation. They were housed in a hotter temperature. The calves that were cooled at 72 degrees had a 23% increase in average daily gain and a 20% increase in feed efficiency compared to the calves in hotter temperature. So there is a benefit of cooling. Keep in mind, calves under stress and experiencing leaky gut may be more prone to bacterial infections. During the webinar from Land O'Lakes, Dr. Sockett was also online, and he is thinking perhaps this is why we see more salmonella in summer. The gut is more permeable. Salmonella can cross into the bloodstream easier in summer if the calf is experiencing leaky gut. So what can we do again beyond heat abatement for calves? Calves are a little bit more challenging, especially those under 2 weeks of age. They don't drink water well, so they need some encouragement. One thing we can do is provide a dilute solution of electrolytes, and this would be 1 scoop of complete electrolytes in 5 gallons of water. This would encourage them to drink water and also replace some of the potassium they lose in sweat. So in conclusion, heat stress is one stress that causes leaky gut. Reducing the level of heat stress for both cows and calves will reduce the amount of glucose needed for an immune response. Reducing the immune response needed will increase the performance through less of a loss of milk production and a better gain in hot weather. And along with heat abatement strategies, products to promote gut health and hydration can help reduce the risk of leaky gut. Thank you for your time today, and feel free to contact any of our CP nutritionists for further information.